Welcome to Exclusively.
Beyond the Game.
After our last interview, we had a little dinner, a little sit down with Connor. You know, the wheels got going. It kind of all just snapped together. And what fits so well for you and I, the humanity, the person underneath the helmet. Welcome to Exclusively,
Beyond the Game.
women-led sports culture podcast.
Centered on the humanity of the game.
Olivia Blankenship and Kinsley Tolliver. We are now exclusively Beyond the Game, where we are going to gear towards athletes, current athletes, former athletes, people adjacent to athletes. Anything that has like sports has been a trajectory in their life, in their story, their childhood, their adulthood. And we're going to get down to like the humanity, the person underneath the helmet. We are going to have a women-led sports culture podcast centered on the humanity of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Our foundation, the November Saturdays Foundation, really centered around what I went through in my childhood that has a lot to do with football, and knowing firsthand, seeing someone affected a great deal of no longer being able to play football and how that had such a purpose in his life. Bringing the podcast in with November Saturdays Foundation, and what we're trying to do with youth and athletics, bridging a gap there, and with, also adults too. And hopefully one day it'll be able to go from, generational trauma is not the end, it's actually the beginning. And then, you go from generational trauma, childhood, athletics, and then, addiction, incarceration. It becomes I have seen that from the beginning, from the trauma, childhood, the athlete, the addiction, and the incarceration. And I want to do whatever I can with my knowledge to help prevent that from happening. And yeah, so that just ties in with really what we're trying to do here, and sit down with athletes, sit down with people that have been affected. It's not painting a bad picture on sports. We absolutely love sports, but
no, it's going to bring a positive light to it.
Yeah, positive light, because it's amazing. Football, basketball, baseball, golf, soccer, swimming, whatever the sport may be, it gives you purpose, it gives you discipline, it gives you motivation. It brings so much good into someone's life. But what people soon forget, or people don't see when they're sitting there betting on a football game, or mad that their favorite player missed, didn't score what they thought because now they lost $100. Well, you don't know what that person's actually going through underneath the helmet. So we're here just to shed light on like humanizing athletes.
Some of these players, they will literally, their wife will be in active labor in a hospital, or I forgot what team it was, but one of their kids had just passed, or like got diagnosed with cancer or whatever, and they're out there just playing. I couldn't do it. If
I've seen that. There was a big story about a player that had lost a family member, and it was out playing. I believe it was in the NFL. I'm not sure. Don't quote me.
So. Having the generational trauma and stuff, the teams and their teammates and all that. That's their only vision of family. Their only definition of family they have. So, like with their coaches and their teammates, like that's their father figure. That's their brother.
Yeah.
Because there's no telling what they could have going on at home.
And that's like, going back and, when we were talking with Jay and about the NIL and stuff, and I was like, my point is not that NIL is bad or there should not be, NIL deals. That's not the case. My point is also offer these young men and, other advantages as well. Let's teach them some vocational things. And like Jay had said about, they are sending money home and still helping their families. And then they have so much pressure weighing on them where people just think they're not an action figure. They're not a player in your game. They're a human being, and they should get paid for playing and because they're putting their whole body. So it is very important, but also it's important to teach them and give them resources beyond the field. You don't have someone, because you can't go, people think it's a body thing. It's a physical thing. Football, basketball, any kind of sport is it's not just a physical, it's a mental thing also. Those players get off that field at night or off that court or wherever, and they may win, but there's one thing that they're going to get drugged for, and that's going home with them. And that's also affecting their families and stuff like that. If they come home and they're just like beating themselves up over that, but mental health is still a thing, and CTE is real also. So we just want to bring awareness to that.
With football, or even, I was going to say it was just football, but like hockey too, you're literally putting basically armor on to go out there. You're putting your body on the line, like your mind, your mental, the sacrifices that you're willing to make for your teammates. Like, no matter how much you armor up out there, like there's still a chance that you could,
oh God, I know,
in just a split second, but you don't care in that moment. Like, you're doing what it takes for your team, for your coaches, for your family, everything. But you're not because you're not thinking about what the consequences could be, because you're focused on.
I remember the first time we had went cheering in middle school, and we were playing against East, and when he got his leg was broken, or he broke his femur.
Oh,
yeah, and it's just like being a young child, like being in 14, and then having like he could have possibly never played football again, and that's such a young age to get hurt like that, and witnessing that. And then you have an insider's life of being a family member to an athlete in general, just like anything. And just like, it's not because it's not a glamour thing that, oh, you're playing football. He also has to miss a lot of like holidays too with his family because, of playing during the season.
Back to sacrifice,
It's a lot of sacrifices. And just like with the NBA as well, they always have games on Christmas. I mean, that's what they love to do, but you also have to realize that it's not just when you turn your TV off, they're actually still living a life. They're not just 4 hours on your TV and you turn that off and it's like you're no longer, it's just okay,
like they're powered down.
Powered down. It's like, okay, turn and then there they go. They're just like, they're not coming back on until the next game. It's like, no, they have so much that they're taking with them, so
they're going home, tucking their kids in at night after they play a game.
I mean, not always, because they have away games too, so they don't always get to see their family. And you have to realize that's like the players, they don't see their families the night before the game. And then if they're away, they are waiting to get back to their family, traveling around the country. That's a risk too. That's a lot. Let's get to know some of the people under the helmet. In basketball too, I remember it was the beginning of the season. I don't remember what season it was. God, it's been a while back. I was watching, it was the first game of the season, and a player, he got out there. I mean, within I think it was the first half, snapped his ankle. And it's like this, they're live on TV. You see it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's a lot. And then seeing these players that don't have family, which is a big thing. And this does kind of revert back to, with the Kardashians and stuff. But I was young when their show was out, when Chloe and Lamar had a show.
Yeah.
And I was probably like 2009.
Wait, they had their own show?
They had a spinoff.
I didn't know that.
And Chloe and Lamar had got married. And, Lamar has struggled with, his dad was addicted to drugs. He had a rough upbringing. And then ultimately he got addicted himself. And he had went from LA, from the Lakers. Then he had went to in Texas. It wasn't the Rockets. I don't think.
Dallas Mavericks.
The Mavericks. Yeah, I think so. I think he went to the Mavericks. Of course, she moved with him, and she had dealt with a lot of stuff off camera. Like, they were filming, and he was addicted, and nobody knew. I don't even think her family knew. And she was dealing with a lot of addiction, and he ended up, I think when she had went to divorce him, that he ended up in a brothel. He was in a brothel and he overdosed. He was in a coma, like that he was not going to make it. And they were divorced, and she stayed with him at the hospital until he got better. And I
did not know that.
Oh yeah. I forgot how many days he was in the hospital when he overdosed, and he had to relearn how to talk and everything, and she helped him the whole time. She stayed and helped. But I mean, growing up, and I'm watching her show, and I'm hearing her story, and then she had wrote a book. It's a lot, and that was just his. Yeah, he was an athlete. He was an NBA. He was an NBA player, But that drug addiction, it doesn't care what color you are, it doesn't care what your status is, it doesn't care how much money you have. It doesn't like just because you're married to a Kardashian doesn't a drug addiction doesn't say like, oh,
You're
you're
not immune
untouchable.
to it, you're right.
Yeah, you're not immune
Yeah.
to it. And I think his dad ended up passing, and I think his mom had passed too. So he dealt with a
He was
lot.
going through a lot, yeah.
He did. I think he had a child that had passed away too. Yeah, so it was a lot.
God.
But now I think he's clean. I don't know his inside life, but I think from what I've heard, from what
Yeah.
I've read, he's
And I mean, he's not the only one that deals with stuff like that. His was just on camera.
his was on camera because he was married to
Yep.
Khloe Kardashian. So yeah, so you just have to think it's a lot out there. And then with these athletes that are end up addicted and homeless, and people are like, well, how did he go from playing in the NFL to a drug addict? It's like, because that money and notoriety and fame does not prevent you from falling victim to a broken system.
Mm-mm.
So that's that generational trauma that we have to try to snip. It's not a end all be all solve everything. It's just a voice, resources, because it will help one person at least. Yeah, this has helped me with my not drug addiction, but my trauma.
Yeah,
Is
you've been talking. I mean, I think it's helping you that you're speaking about it more.
Yeah, without
and more
holding it
publicly.
in.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
With us doing this and speaking with different people, it will push the mission of November Saturdays and the foundation, and bring people in to want to come out and help, or at least speak about it and bring awareness to it, so then we can get the resources and the funds that are needed, so we can push these vocational programs, these care packages, and the Roster Benefit Classic, our second annual this year.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Mhm. And we would love to do a basketball tournament. There's a lot of things we want to do, but we need the funds.
We can't do it without by ourselves. We can't do it by ourselves.
We don't just need the funds. We need hands.
Support. Yeah.
We need voices. We need eyes. We need ears. We need everything. It's not we need it. November Saturdays needs it, so we can then help build those bridges. Yeah. What do you think about November Saturdays?
I'm excited.
Are you excited? I'm excited.
I am excited.
We do have the Valentine's coming up.
Mhm.
Thus far, we are going to do the Valentine's Day donation boxes, the Love Bridge kits that we'll be handing out. So that'll be our first initiative of 2026. And then hopefully we can, build bigger, because we do have the football game. We'll have the football game annually every year, and that'll hopefully continue to grow. It will continue to grow.
It will.
It will continue to grow. And maybe next year, or maybe this year, I don't have to participate in the game
I still have a scar on my knee.
because, girl, I like the sport from the sidelines.
She's aggressive.
I'm aggressive. I am a little aggressive. I gotta get
It's fun with you out there, though.
It was fun. I did enjoy playing, but I will play, because I will never ask someone to do something that I'm not willing to get out there and do. And that's why I played in the first annual Roster Benefit Classic presented by the November Saturdays Foundation.
We did the same time.
Did we? So Unison
That was funny.
tablets.
I was going to say that's you. I need one of those.
Okay. So now, Olivia, I have not got to ask you this at all. What's the big
God,
idea?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
Olivia, what is the big idea?
What is the big idea?
What's the big idea? My big idea is to be the #1 sports podcast in the nation for 2026. So welcome to Exclusively Beyond the Game.
Your #1 competitor.
#1. We're coming for you. But yeah, anyways, November Saturdays Foundation. We got to get together. We gotta get something going. And we should get with someone. Connor was talking about the Shoals Theater. We need to get a contact together, and we need to do that. But we should probably get someone to do it with us that has a name to carry, to give us
Help
some
us out a little bit.
legitimacy.
Mhm.
Yeah, because it is hard to get out there and push a foundation
Well, nobody knows.
who you are, what you're doing, or why you're doing
Yeah.
it. Even when you do film an hour episode and post it on YouTube called The Making of November Saturdays Foundation, Belong, Mentor, Achieve. Go listen to that.
You might learn something.
You'll learn a lot, actually. Go listen to that. Even if you just listen to the end of it, the mission statement, or go to the website, the NovemberSaturdaysFoundation.org, where you can find our mission statement, our vision statement.
Our board of directors.
Our board of directors. You can donate. You can donate $1 if you donate to the November Saturdays Foundation, whether it be monetary donations or in-kind items, which are, hygiene products, pantry items, food items, anything. Olivia donated a couch, a sofa, a free sofa to anyone in need. Anyone that needs, it doesn't have to be someone with a family. It can be an individual that just doesn't have a sofa. It can be young, elderly, somewhere in the middle. We got a free sofa, and I actually should probably get that out of my dad's way. So somebody give me a ring and come claim your free sofa. And get
It's a good sofa.
It is. I slept on it before. Pause. Okay. Olivia Blankenship and Kinsley Tolliver, #1 sports podcasters in the United States of America and Canada and wherever else your broadcasting is happening.
In 2026.
2026.
Starting 2026.
All right. Amen. I don't know why I felt like I should say amen, but amen. Many men wish death upon me. Blood in my eyes, and I can't see. Okay. I'm just trying to be what I was destined to be. Just call me the Dawn. All right. Anyways, let's go. Let's hit the road, Jet. Hit the road, dude.
Man.